Hello and welcome to another bad comic review. This time we are looking at Batman, Prelude to the Wedding, Nightwing vs. Hush. This is part 2 of shameless money grabbing because of the wedding between Batman and Catwoman. This was written by Tim Seeley, art by Travis Moore. Otto Schmidt was the epilogue artist. Tamara Bonvillain was on colors. Dave Sharp letters. Raphael Albuquerque and Dave McCaig on cover. Dave, Weigel's assistant editor. Katie Kubert editor. Jamie Rich group editor. Sorry about butchering all those names. Now we start off with Nightwing and Superman going to take Batman for a bachelor party. And they got a Superman robot to drive them around. That's so funny. And where do they go? Batburger! Yay! That's dumb. Then they're gonna take him through an extra dimensional portal to Pocket Universe 54471, and then they're gonna go fishing. This is terrible. So an explosion draws Superman away, and then Hush quickly shows up and tries to kill them. So Batman tries to protect Nightwing like he's an 8-year-old boy instead of an experienced superhero, and Nightwing jumps up and hits Hush, and they both hit the dimensional portal thing as Batman whines out, "Nightwing, be careful, the lightning door! Oh no," like some nagging helicopter mom. And Nightwing and Hush get teleported away, and Batman's like, "Oh no, Nightwing!" So those two idiots land in an extra dimensional space called the Betwixt, which is a leak in the bleed between worlds, where they meet a guy, and he's called "I'm the guy who likes it here." Exact quote. This guy has like no eyeballs or something, but he's enjoying some champagne that he found in the limo, and a bunch of like faceless zombie autons from Doctor Who show up, and they say things like who, and you, and their bullets don't seem to do anything. They're kind of like semi-solid ghosts. Well, Hush is a moron and manages to blow up the limo. They have to fight their way through, and then Hush gets knocked out. Nightwing takes him to Wayne Manor, where this fella called the Guy told them they would be a stronger place where they're, kind of bonded. And we get a little recap of Hush's origin story, and then we learn that Hush actually was told by the Joker what was going on, that Batman was getting married. It doesn't explain how Hush knew where these guys were at all. Like, how would does the Joker know that Batman is Bruce Wayne? Like, when did that happen? I know I didn't start reading till the mid-30s, but does everybody know who Batman is? Seriously, it's really annoying. So there's this long drawn-out conversation, and then Hush reveals that he now has Dick Grayson's face. And just then all these like zombie people show up, and the portal reopens, and Batman grabs Nightwing. "Nightwing, we found you!" And Batman pulls him through, but there was no trace of Hush. He's gone. And then Superman and Batman hug, and there's some talk about who is Batman's best man, and Dick's like, "Hey, it's cool, I know it's not me, whatever," and stuff. "We should totes hang out." And then epilogue, Batgirl gets a phone call that Joker's tattling that Batman's getting married. Apparently the Riddler also knows, and it ends there. The core idea of this was pretty good. The execution was incredibly mediocre and kind of dumb in parts. The whole thing with like an extra dimensional pocket where Hush and Nightwing have to work together could have been really, really cool. Instead, it was just kind of forgotten about. Like, it was only, I don't know, maybe a third of the issue dealt with that. Instead, there was a lot of emotional baggage being dealt with. That was kind of boring, and I didn't care about in any way whatsoever. So the concept there was really cool, but they're gonna go fishing, really? For a bachelor party? Okay. It's nice to know you're all boring 80-year-olds. Even 80-year-old men would probably go to the dance club or do something fun. I didn't care for the issue overall. It was pretty mediocre. I wouldn't say it was awful, but it wasn't good. And it was so middle of the road, it was forgettable, even though there was a really cool concept in there with this Betwixt thing, which, they should use more of, at least in a couple issues somewhere. That could have been a really interesting story, but instead it kind of got forgotten in a rushed, forgettable storyline. So once again, Tim Seeley's got some cool ideas. They're just not fleshed out enough, and I think the editors really dropped the ball in this one. And this whole thing was just a ham-fisted money grab, and he probably had to do it the way he did, but I'm not going to recommend this one. If you find it for $1, maybe $2, okay, but overall it was pretty forgettable, and it was pretty silly. The silly elements outweighed the interesting parts. But that's just my take on it. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing so you don't miss another episode. And we hope to see you on the next one.